One. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing really well. Thank you. It's nice to see you.
You too. Hi, everybody. I'm having a conversation with Lynn, my wife. She's in Spain, and I wanted to touch base with her before she goes to her conferences because I wanted to see how is she dealing with the food that she's eating. Usually, for me, when I travel, I found it hard to find healthy food options. And so that's why I want to have this conversation with you today to see what is your strategy, given also that you're a vegetarian, right? So,
Yeah.
so please tell me what are you doing to find, I don't know, organic things or just tell me.
So being in Europe, it's hard to be away from the family sometimes in the kitchen and my normal food choices because I am really sensitive to a lot of different foods, digestive wise, I get pains, and so it's really important for me to find healthy food. And like you said, in Spain, there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of meat, a lot of bread, like dried meat, serrano, and all. So in the restaurants, I'm finding it really difficult to find food that I normally eat. And I know a lot of people go through that.
Yes.
So what I did is I found a grocery store that is it's a big grocery store. And I stocked up, and luckily I have a refrigerator. So if this is important to you, it's important to ask before you leave on vacation if where you're staying has a refrigerator where you can store some food. So I stocked up on fruits and vegetables. Now that's not to say that I'm not ever eating out.
Yeah.
I have found some vegetarian options. Like I did once get a vegetarian pizza.
Okay.
That's not something that I can eat consistently, a lot of bread, because then it makes me feel bloated. Um,
Yes.
but I got my own cereal and granola and almond milk because that's what I drink, and a lot of fruits and vegetables to get me through the day, salads for dinners. I may go out, once a day maximum to a restaurant, but I know, of course, on top of spending a lot less money, I know what I'm putting in my body, and I can control that.
Now, do you know if they have the same, like if the bread in Europe is also GMO, or do you think it's healthier?
I don't know for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but I've heard
Yeah.
that Monsanto has been outlawed in a lot of European countries,
Nice.
banned. So I
Uh-huh.
can't prove that, but I do have more confidence eating the bread here
Yes.
than I do back home. It doesn't tend to make me feel as bloated or tightness, some pains, gas pains I get. So
Yes.
um, I'm not sure. What about what have you found when you when we travel? What do you like to do,
Well, when we
or why is
travel,
it important to you?
well, what is important for me is to maintain a certain percentage of my diet healthy, because that's what keeps me, not getting sick and feeling good. So, I mean, I'm with you in that sense. Eating outside all the time is not it's not a good option. I mean, you can do it for one day if you're, on the road, but definitely buying your own food and preparing something like a salad, and if we have a blender, we make a smoothie. That really saves saves every day when we are traveling. So I'm glad you're doing the same, uh, given that you're in Europe. And what about the prices of the food compared with here in the United States?
Well, here in particular
Uh-huh.
in Mallorca, Spain, I'm finding the prices really low, which surprises me because that's not what I've found typically in Europe.
Yes.
Um, but so it depends on the place, right? We were just traveling earlier in the spring to in Mexico, and
Yes.
everywhere you go, prices are going to vary.
And
But in general, you're always going to have less price, cheaper food, generally higher quality that you can control in a grocery store. But there's a balance, right?
hmm
Between you're on vacation, you want to enjoy, you want to have fun and be in the place and explore different restaurants and different types of food. So there's a balance between being too tight with it and I'm only going to eat grocery store food and prepare my own food, and I'm going to eat in the restaurant.
Right.
I think it's important to not be too strict unless you have dietary, because, like dietary needs.
Mm-hmm.
But to for me anyway, to get my nutritional needs met on my own,
Yeah.
so I'm not depending on restaurants
Mm-hmm.
for that, because I don't know what I'm getting.
Right.
And
Right.
it's usually cooked, and I need a certain amount of raw food for my own energy and my own digestive health.
That is awesome. Well, I'm glad you're taking care of yourself,
Yay!
as usual. And I know this is a little off topic, but how do you feel like your physical activity? Do you feel that you are keeping up with it as you do here, or you actually feel more active there? What are you doing physically?
Well, my sleep schedule's been a little wonky,
Mm-hmm.
as you can expect, I think, if you're traveling far. But I've been maintaining good physical activity, and it's super hot, so that's another thing. Like, you have to gauge what the temperature is or humidity levels. Like I'm drinking more water, but I need the physical activity. Like, I'm taking the stairs, I'm swimming, I've done some bike riding, because that maintains my energy high as well.
Nice.
And tomorrow morning, I didn't tell you this, tomorrow morning I'm going to go paddleboarding, which I'm super excited
Oh, that's
about.
amazing. Cool.
So I'm getting an extra, because I'm going to be sitting for 10 hours in
Yes.
the conference room. So
Yes.
it's really important to me to get some activity, physical activity, after I have my, a light breakfast. I'll go out on the water, then I'll come back, have a bigger breakfast, and shower and get ready to go.
Are you going to paddleboard in the ocean? Because you're in Mallorca, right?
Yeah, it's the Mediterranean Sea, and I actually swam in it today for the first, swam farther in it today.
Yes.
And it's super salty, way more salty than the normal ocean.
Oh, wow.
I was shocked. Super salty. Anyway,
Okay.
I knew that, but tasting it in my mouth was different.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing with me your strategies to keep yourself, in balance physically and with your nutrition. And I certainly recommend you, after your workout with your paddleboard, to have protein. And we know, since you're vegetarian, you will not have any meat or milk,
Right.
that people associate
Well,
the protein with that.
I did buy some eggs,
Uh-huh.
and so I'll make myself. And I'm in an apartment, so I have a kitchen. And you're in a hotel, obviously, you don't have that option. But and maybe that's a way to, you choose what restaurant
Right.
food you may have. But I'll make myself some eggs tomorrow before the event for my protein.
Awesome, Lynn. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today. I'm glad to know that you're on top of it.
Do my best, because it's important. It's important to me. Like, some people, this one more thing. I know some people, when they travel,
Uh-huh.
tend to not really care, because they just want to live it up and experience and eat everything, and they say, "Oh, we'll all feel better later."
Yes.
I'm not like that. I need to feel good every day, and so it really, for anybody watching, I think it's just your value system. If you really value more how you feel day to day, then I think, for me, taking care of myself, it doesn't cost me anything. It actually gives me energy and makes me feel better and enjoy my vacation even more.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I wish you the best in your conferences today.
Thank you.
Say hi to all the business women that are with you, with your sisters.
I will.
And
All right. Miss you.
okay, I'm going to
Take
post
care.
this video, and I want to invite people, if they are also professionals and they travel a lot, I want to invite them to my Facebook page, which is Relaxed Lifestyle for Healthy Professionals, where we have a lot of talks about nutrition and exercise and meditation, and just things that keep you healthy and allow you to have a normal lifestyle, but to be on top of it. No? Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Have an awesome day.
Talk to you later.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.